لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. So Imam Rahimahullah Ta'ala, he titles this chapter Babu ma ja'a fi ruqa wa tama'im. Babu ma ja'a fi ruqa wa tama'im. The chapter regarding what has been said, or what has been said regarding ar-ruqa, which we could say incantations, we can say special supplications, and these are supplications which we use to either protect ourselves from some harm or to heal ourselves from some affliction. What tama'im, charms or amulets. Now, if you notice, there's a distinct difference between the way this chapter was entitled versus the previous chapter. The previous chapter, the Imam said, "Min ash-shirk, lubsul halqati wal khayti wa nahwihima li raf al-bala, li daf' al-bala aw raf'i." He said, it is from shirk to wear some twine or a band or a necklace of some kind with the intention or with the belief that it will protect you from some harm or relieve you of some affliction. But here, the Imam didn't say min ash-shirk. He didn't say ar-ruqya are a form of idolatry. He didn't say talismans unequivocally are a form of idolatry. And the reason is because there are some ruqa, some incantations that are not shirk. They're actually what? Legislated and encouraged as part of the deen. And similarly, there's a difference of opinion amongst the scholars about somewhat, about some talismans, like a talisman from what? From the Quran. Y'all see that? And so because of that, the Imam was very, very careful not to say that all ruqya is shirk and all talismans are shirk. And so his intention is to mention in this chapter what has, as he said, Babu ma ja'a fi ruqa. What has been said regarding ruqya and talismans. What's acceptable, what's not acceptable. And what has the Prophet said about what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. What I just want to share tonight is I want to, basically train the lens on ruqya. And we mentioned previously in passing that ruqya is an udah. It's a type of supplication or dua or incantation you make to protect yourself from an affliction, or if you've been afflicted, to what? To heal yourself. And ar-ruqa, these incantations are two categories. One category is ar-ruqya shar'iyya, the one that's legislated, it's allowed, it's permitted, it's encouraged even. The second one is ar-ruqya ghayr shar'iyya. It's the ones that are not legislated, they're not permissible, they're not admissible in our religion. And the ones that he really wants to focus on and call our attention to are the ones that are not permissible, so that we don't do those, because those can be a shirk. Now, in order for us to be able to distinguish between the ones that are allowed and the ones that are not allowed, we need to understand that there are certain boxes we have to check for the ones that are allowed. That lets us know if we can't check those boxes, we're in the category of that which is not allowed. So what are these three boxes? I want to mention those, and we'll close with that, and we'll continue tomorrow. So the first one, if a person's going to do a ruqya, they're going to make some type of dua or supplication, again as we said, to protect themselves from an affliction or to lift an affliction, relieve themselves of an affliction if they've been afflicted. The first thing is that incantation should be min Kitaabillah, aw min asma'i wa sifatihi. It should be something that has come from the Book of Allah or from His Messenger. And it should be something that contains or includes the words of Allah, the names of Allah, His attributes. That's the first thing. And we know that this is an acceptable ruqya, like Al-Fatiha or Ayat al-Kursi. We know it's acceptable because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. We reveal of the Quran that which is a cure, a healing, and a mercy for the believers. That's the first one. The second one is it should be من لغة العرب أو ما يفهم معناه. It should either be in the Arabic language or in a language which is understood. So all of us, most of us speak what? Different languages. Some of us speak Arabic, some of us may speak Urdu, some of us may speak Bengali, we speak, and we also speak English. We have that language in common. As long as you understand the meaning of the words that you're saying and none of those words contain a shirk, that ruqya will be accepted. But what we can never do is say a ruqya in a language that we don't understand outside of what we know from al-Arabiya, because why? Some of us don't understand Arabic, but that's the language of what? Of revelation. Okay? And the reason why, does anybody want to guess why we shouldn't recite a ruqya in a language that we don't know? So for example, let's say somebody taught me a ruqya in Pashto. I don't know Pashto. I don't know anything about it. But he says, hey, say this. Repeat after me, say this. Should I say that? Should I say that ruqya? That I don't understand the meaning of it? Why? Because it may contain words that are haram or words that are what? Shirk. And I wouldn't know that. You guys see that? I would be committing shirk and don't even realize it. Y'all see that? So that's the second condition. The second box we have to check. So the first one, it should be from Kitaabu, Allah's words, or the words of His messenger, and His names and His attributes. Y'all see that? Second one, it should be in a language, either the language of revelation, al-Arabiya, or it should be a language we all understand, or the people who are using the ruqya understand. Last but not least, we have to believe in our heart of hearts that the ruqya itself will not cure us in and of itself, but it will cure us by what? By Allah's will. Even those ruqya that we've been taught by the Prophet. The Prophet at the end of the night used to cup his hands and he'd recite the last few surahs of the Quran. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. He would do what? Blow in his hands. He would do what? Rub as much of his body as he possibly could. He would make ruqya for himself. But he did that believing that the words themselves would do it? No, believing that what? Allah would protect him using this what? As a means. You guys see that? And so these are the three boxes we have to check. Number one, it has to be something from Allah's words or His messenger, His names, His attributes. It has to be a language we understand, or the language of revelation. And last but not least, it has to be something that when we use it, we believe that the cure is going to come from who? Allah, not from the words themselves. And so this is what we call a ruqya shari'iyya, the legal, legislated ruqya. And then anything where you can't check these boxes enters us in the category of what? The one that's not legislated, not allowed. Okay? So that's the first one. We'll talk a little bit tomorrow about a tama'im, and then we'll start what? Reading the examples that he gives to give us clarity about what's permissible and what's not permissible in terms of these two things. Ruqya, the incantations, with tama'im, amulets, and charms. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we always say, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from those who listen to the talk and follow the best of it. Wa jazakallah.